I am John Warren. I'm the senior pastor of First United Methodist Church in Orange, Texas.
I'm Benny Smith. I'm the laity leader at Salem United Methodist Church of Orange, Texas.
The focus of the church here several years ago was in turned upon itself. We wanted to change that, and we went through a time of visioning, questioning.
We have a ministry. It's called Feed My Sheep. Each week on Saturdays, the group gets together and they prepare nearly 200 meals for indigent, for the homeless. First United Methodist Church partners with us, and they come in and do one weekend monthly.
We created a one-day back-to-school rally where we gave away over $11,000 worth of school supplies and community services. Immunizations were given out, haircuts, clothing, underwear, socks, all of these things, plus share with the people the ministries that go on in our various churches. As these things were happening, building community support, a group of people bought property on the corner of Martin Luther King Boulevard and Interstate 10 to build a memorial to the Confederacy. We held a mega vacation Bible school called Unity in the Community Vacation Bible School.
It took the United Methodist Church, it took the Church of God, it took Baptist churches, and it took the Nazarene Church, pulled all those folks together to have a vacation Bible school.
And it brought a great emphasis of the unity within our various churches and in the town to say to the people who were trying to be divisive in our community that we are unified and that we have a unified ministry and mission field together.
In the Vacation Bible School, it was about Paul's journeys. I am fortunate to have had the opportunity to be Paul in the Vacation Bible School. Just absolutely awesome. Months after we've had the Vacation Bible School, I've been seen in the community, and I wasn't Benny Smith, I was Mama, there's Paul. I must say that it was a very outstanding time to be a part of the church in making disciples for Jesus Christ.
We indeed service with this prayer. Father, help us be a family of faith to worship you, learn, grow into your likeness, and serve you by serving others. And God is answering that prayer and using us as the instruments for that in our community. And it has given us new life.
My name is Ross Hyde. I am appointed to Maud United Methodist Church and Old Boston United Methodist Church.
My name is Brian Waddell. I pastor at Dougsville United Methodist Church and Union Chapel United Methodist Church.
When I came here in June 7th of 2011, one of the things I try to do is always look at the community. And I introduced myself to some of the local businesses, some of the local places, and one of the things that they shared with me was that they didn't know that there was a Methodist church here. They thought it had closed several years back. Well, when I brought this to the church's attention, they felt that they needed to look at their mission field. Some of the missions that they had in place at the time was the Friendship House, which is now 38 years old. They wanted to move out beyond that.
Both of us have very small churches, both two charges, and we were trying to figure out what would best help both of our communities, and since we're just a bridge across, what are our needs in both communities and how can we assist one another. So it started with summer feeding program.
30% of our kids go home hungry on Fridays and have nothing to eat until Monday morning during school. But during the summer, there's no free or reduced lunch. So they said, Pastor, if you could find the resources, we'll gather the volunteers. This past year, just as a result of what our members initiated, we fed well over 5,000 meals this past summer. Our superintendent of the school district came to us and said, your church seems to be the place where everybody goes to when they're in need. And they had a computer lab in one of their new buildings, and they said, it's yours, however you want it. After 4 o'clock, you have it for as long as you need it until from now on. So we'll be starting our GED training classes, David Ramsey budgeting classes, and then we'll be doing resume and job skill classes that will be available Monday through Friday after 4 o'clock.
The impact on, I know, my congregations was, as far as being outward focused, it's no longer our church, it's a community. Whenever we do go out, we're going out as God, not Methodist, not Baptist, but as lovers and followers of Christ.
Since I have come here, I've been amazed at how the Holy Spirit has been working with the members, not only of this church, but of the churches that have worked with us, in the heart and the passion.
My name is Todd Cooper, and I'm the pastor of St. Paul's United Methodist Church in Tyler. We had one lady, her name was Dana Malloy. She met a young Hispanic boy in the parking lot one Sunday morning, and he looked at her and he said, hey, can anybody go to your church? And Dana said, sure, would you like to come in? And he said, no, I'm just wondering, my sister said only rich white women were allowed to go to your church. And Dana knew at that point that something had to be done. And so she began to think about and pray about how can we reach out to this community around us. Dana and a few of the members of the congregation decided to start an after-school program. And the day that it started, they sat on the front porch saying, Lord, just send us 1 or 2 kids. And all of a sudden 50 children showed up, and God just blossomed this ministry, and that's where everything really began with this after-school program. And after Dana took that step with this after-school program and that started, we had doctors that were volunteering from all over the city, and they began having a well baby clinic once a week. That birthed into a full-time pediatric medical clinic. While all this was going on, the second floor also became the home of a new food pantry and a clothes closet, but that soon began to grow as well, and now our food pantry is a standing building by itself, the food pantry and the clothes closet itself. But it didn't grow by the church itself. We had partnerships with other local Methodist churches, Marvin United Methodist Church, Pollard United Methodist Church. They sent volunteers, they supported us financially. That eventually grew also to other denominations supporting St. Paul's Children's Foundation. Being a mission-minded church has a different DNA of the congregation. Everybody in this congregation is on fire to do something. Sometimes people get the idea that a vibrant congregation is a congregation that has 1,000+ people there on Sunday morning. But a vibrant congregation is also churches that have a missional attitude, churches that have it down to serve the community. And Jesus is calling to love your neighbor. If a church has the basic formula, Jesus' basic formula, fulfill the law by loving God and loving your neighbor, if they get that and they go out and serve, they're a people in action, then they are also a vibrant congregation.